Grabe ang lala na talaga nung issue natin regarding the PhilHealth at yung kalusugan ng ating bansa. At hindi lang yung kalusugan ng ating bansa, yung ating financial health ng ating nasa kaban ng bayan. Yun ang problema natin. Pero pag-uusapan natin today yung issue regarding PhilHealth. At dito sa usapan na to, nag-invite ako ng isang doktor at somebody who actually may experience when it comes to legislation at mga policy making pagdating sa usapan ng ating kalusugan. At ang pinag-uusapan natin ay none other than Dr. John D. Flavier. Guys, welcome my guest today. Okay.
Salamat sa imbitasyon, Chris.
Welcome to the show, John D.
Pero, sorry, nalilito ako. Akala ko showbiz to kasi gwapo nung
So hindi, actually seryoso usapan natin ngayon at
okay,
although for the people that don't know, kaya familiar yung name ni Doc John D is because Flavier, you are the son of former Senator Juan Flavier.
Yes. More popular siya as Department of Health Secretary for several years before he ran as Senator.
I see. Okay. Because I've always remembered him as a senator because I remember the slogan na siya yung poorest senator. Totoo pa ba yun?
To be completely honest, paborito siya ng media eh. Kaya ang report sa media, yung market prices ng property mo at saka yung acquisition value. Sa kanya, ang report acquisition value kasi mahal na mahal siya. Pero even then, medyo simple yung buhay ni Dad.
Yes. And that's what I admired about him, honestly. At saka, maano siya ma-accessible and relatable to the masses.
Yes.
Which is really important.
Kaya nakakagulo bumisita sa kanya noon eh. Kasi ang daming tables na and visitors lounges na sabay-sabay niyang kinakausap mga tao galing sa baryo, mga tao na nasa legislature. So you're right. A broad range of people who can talk to him are available and open.
Okay. Ngayon, sige. So, in other words, gusto ko din ngayon, i-segue na natin yan to ano ba yung mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon, which is the PhilHealth issue.
Okay.
Ito yung top of mind kasi na issue ng karamihan ng mga tao ngayon eh. So, I'll just set it up na alam naman natin that there's 89.9 billion na hiningi ng National Treasury through the Department of Treasury, tama ba yan? Hiningi ni Ralph Recto for the government to get it, and they were able to now get 60 billion out of the 89.9 billion. Okay, anong take nyo dito ngayon na pumasok na ang Supreme Court? Okay. Anong take nyo dito?
Can I give the good news first?
Oh yes, please. Please give the good news. Okay.
And the broader picture,
yes,
if you
please.
won't mind. Kasi the broader picture also shows some good news. And the broader picture includes PhilHealth and other sources of health spending. So the first good news is we actually have 1.44 trillion spending for health in a year. Okay. At least that was the most recent report. And that 1.44 divided by the population we have is good if you ask the World Health Organization. Kasi if you ask the World Health Organization, they say that per person, you should spend at least 8,000 pesos. But 1.44 trillion divided by 110 billion, that's roughly 11 or even 13,000 per person. So first good news is we have enough money per person. Now we have to translate that to the reality.
Okay.
That 1.44 trillion comes mainly from out-of-pocket spending of households. So, ibig sabihin, if your pockets are shallow, mahirap ka, malaking bagay yung gastos na napakalaki. So, to put it into percentages, the 1.44 trillion, almost half of that comes from households spending for their health, spending every time they get sick. Ang share ng government, PhilHealth, insurance, etc., mga kalahati din. So, that's the good news and the bad news. Sana ma-reduce yung spending ng mga individual households, government, PhilHealth, and maybe some private and public partnerships will allow the decrease in spending of poor households.
Okay.
Now, going to PhilHealth, Good news muna o tirahin natin kagad?
Tirahin na natin, oo, tirahin natin.
Okay.
Oo.
So PhilHealth, from where I sit, the dream is for universal healthcare. So universal healthcare will be fully implemented if the special health fund that will finance the universal healthcare law is completed. The estimate that I last heard nung panahon pa nila two secretaries ago was there should be around 800 billion in that pot
Mm.
for universal healthcare. Pero ang nangyayari, PhilHealth, siya sana yung one of the biggest contributors to that pot. Meron sanang hawak, pero yun nga, sinabi mo, 89 billion sa previous budget was withdrawn. Number two, meron pang withheld sa new budget. Then sa new
Right.
budget, merong hindi binigay. So sa General Appropriations Act, you will see na almost zero ang
Yes.
zero
Zero. Yeah.
allocation for PhilHealth. Now, this is where the painful part comes. Na baka multuhin yung mga may kasalanan ni Senator Flavier because he was one of the prime proponents of the anti-tobacco, anti-cigarette bill.
The sin taxes.
And that's the source, the initial source of the sin taxes. Ngayon, meron ng sugar sweetened
Yes.
drinks, etc. Pero at the very start, doon galing yun eh.
Oo.
So, siguro, babangon sa libingan yung tatay ko pagka nakita na para sa tao sana yan, bakit binawi?
Yeah, yun na nga eh. And do you have any idea kung magkano yung nag-generate na pera because of those sin taxes?
Okay. The number we have was previously, this is where I have to I hesitate. Kasi yung tinitignan lang natin what goes to PhilHealth.
Mm.
The sin tax law appropriates X amount of tobacco, etc. to several areas. I'm not sure if nutrition or something
Yeah.
are included. But the issue that we're discussing now is a big bulk of that should be going to PhilHealth.
Yes.
But it was not given.
Yes.
So what will it be going to? That's the
So
big question.
So dalawa yung tama ka doon, dalawa yung nakikita natin problema dito. Una-una was the first sin na ginawa ng ating gobyerno, which was to take the 60 billion.
Ayan.
Right? That was the first sin. The second sin was to withhold
Yep.
the rightful appropriation for PhilHealth. Tapos zinero talaga sila.
Yes.
Pero that zero is not good because the reason we created the sin taxes ay para nga ibigay nga for health, para
Yes.
sa kalusugan.
Tama.
Tapos dinenay nila yon for the reason of ang balita ko from the senators is dahil nga daw parang to teach them a lesson. Kasi nga daw hindi daw nila ginastos ng tama or inappropriate or ng tama yung binigay na pera sa kanila.
Yeah.
So I think there's something inherently wrong with what they did eh. Is it illegal what they did?
If you follow the sin tax law, it is. Kasi it's supposed to be an appropriation that's clearly earmarked.
Yes.
And then if you don't do that, we are hearing the Supreme Court saying,
Yes.
mukhang malabo nga ang ginawa nyo. But the other reason I hear is, ang dami nyo naman pera eh. Na kaya hindi efficient ang gamit nyo, ang dami nyong pera na hindi lumalabas.
Oo.
So the PhilHealth former president and chief executive officer was very upfront. Meron tayong X amount from, I think the rule they have to follow is we spend every year very roughly 130 billion. So you have to double that. They have to have reserves of 2 years worth.
Yes.
So that's roughly 260 billion. So meron silang reserves na gano'n. In excess of that, meron pa silang 150 billion na hawak. So merong excess funding that's available to them. But meron pa pala silang investments. So meron silang 400 billion or so worth of investments that are earning money.
Yep.
So all told, 900 billion or so ang hawak. So yun ang isang naririnig natin sa tumitira sa PhilHealth na ang dami nyo naman perang ganyan. Pero ba't hindi natin gamitin? So that's good for 1 to 2 years. Pero after 1 to 2 years, wiped out yan sa kakagastos. So the mere fact na ngayon sana may built-up fund, sin tax funds that are supposed to go to, ang alaala ko, ginagamit sa premium payments. Maraming hindi makabayad ng PhilHealth membership or PhilHealth premiums. Yung mga hindi makabayad, yun sana ang popondohan.
Okay. Pero the good thing that's coming out of this sa lahat ng bruhaha na to ngayon
Yeah.
with regards to PhilHealth is at least ngayon napilitan yung PhilHealth management to be able to now offer more benefits
Yes.
to the people. Dumami na yung benefits
Right.
'di ba? And I've been hearing na meron daw silang balak na ibaba na ulit yung premium from 5% down to 2.5%. Tingin mo ba mangyayari 'yon?
Unfortunately, batas din yun na dapat ito yung levels of payment. So it will require some sort of amendment or whatever.
Well, wasn't it an executive order that
The payments
from 2.5 to 5?
That part is the executive order, pero merong batas din sa Kongreso that earmark the requirements ng PhilHealth. Doon medyo may tampo din ako. Kasi maganda sana na if my driver is earning, let's say, 20,000 a month, I'm earning 200,000 a month, hawa naman kung pareho kaming 2,000 a year ang babayaran.
Right.
When in fact, mas kaya nung may sweldo. And not all drivers, some drivers are paid per day.
Yes.
Mga jeepney drivers, mga tricycle drivers, na ang double whammy, sila, pareho ng bayad, pero sila hindi gagamitin ng PhilHealth. Kasi mag-a-absent sila
Yes.
pagka gagamit ng PhilHealth. So what will happen is, we who are salaried, who have sick leave, hospitalization benefits, tayo yung gumagamit, sila hindi nagagamit. In fact, parang tayong sinasubsidize nila. So the bottom line I was hoping for is, sige, let's increase payments for those who can pay. Pero wag naman lahatin na itaas. Kami ang gumagawa ng rules. So anong nangyari? Sige, tataas natin. Pero may ceiling. A very pitiful ceiling na for someone getting 2 million a month. Titing lang sana yon increase. Pero they put a ceiling na kung mayaman na mayaman ka, you also pay the same as 30,000, 100,000 a month person.
I did not know that. May ceiling pala. Okay. Because I was assuming it was just literally 5%. No matter what your income range is. So, meron palang ceiling. Magkano yung ceiling na yun?
If I'm not mistaken, it's only up to, in money terms, kasi 1,200 yung basic So, abot sa mga 4,000 to 6,000.
That's
Ceiling
it.
na yun. Pero you can imagine, kung ang taas ng sweldo mo, 6,000 ang premium.
Right.
Hawa naman sa driver na.
So, kung
yun yung
ganon, that's 120,000 a month.
Sana.
Pero anything beyond that, wala ka nang babayaran. No? Tama nga, dapat nga naman. Kasi if you're earning naman 2 million, what's 5% to you?
Yes.
Diba? And chances are, you're gonna benefit from that anyway.
Correct,
At saka nakakatulong ka rin
Yeah.
Diba? So yeah.
So
Okay.
that's a broader picture na yes, PhilHealth and Congress shouldn't have taken out this much and these amounts for premium payments and for the benefit, but also there are other things that have to be addressed.
Yes. Do you think they did that for what reason? Na naglagay ng ceiling? May pinoprotektahan ba yung mga income nila? Bakit kaya?
Hindi, parang ganito to kung ako tatanungin kung magkano i-contribute ko sa aming family reunion, syempre gusto ko may ceiling.
Okay. Sa bagay. Right.
Pero kung yung iba ang magbabayad, siguro tatasan. So that's a dirty way of looking at it na I'm bringing the interest of those who will be paying more, even if that amount is a pittance.
Right. Okay, sige, that makes sense. Actually, for those that don't know, nakalimutan ko banggitin pala early on. Kaya ako in-invite si Dr. John D. Flavier is dahil siya po yung representative, first nominee ng HEAL PH. Is it HEAL Philippines or HEAL PH?
Yeah, it's actually Health Alliance Philippines, or for short, HEAL PH.
HEAL PH na party list. And that's 152 sa balota. And I wanted to invite him kasi na-intriga ako doon sa advocacy nila at ano yung ginagawa nila. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. At saka dahil expert naman to sa mga bagay tungkol sa health, kaya na-curious din ako kung ano ba sila. At saka kung sa akin na rin, para marinig na rin ng ating taong bayan, kung ano ba talaga yung advocacy nyo? Anong pinaglalaban nyo? So ano nga ba yun?
Yung number one is a very symbolic message na magkakaroon ka na ng health card na unlimited ang health benefits, and pwede ka pumunta sa mga ospital na mas maganda na at mas maganda na ang mga gamit at serbisyo. So very aspirational. However, if you read the Universal Healthcare Law, that is a promise. The Universal Healthcare Law looks at the financing and makes sure that the out-of-pocket is reduced, the allocation for facilities and hospitals are improved, and hospitals, especially at the community level, are refurbished and improved. So that's the long way of saying na it's an aspirational message to say this health card will be a wonderful benefit for you, but in fact, it's the symbolic translation of what universal healthcare will look like if it's completely and fully implemented.
Okay, just so I can simplify it for
Oh, please,
everyone
please. Sorry.
listening. So ang sinasabi mo, what you guys want to do is to be able to create a universal health card
Yes.
for all Filipinos.
Correct.
Para ma-access nila ang healthcare in all hospitals.
Yes.
Hindi lang government hospitals, kahit private.
Yes.
Pero ang problema is, ito nga yung dapat ginagawa nga ng Universal Healthcare Act natin na hindi natutupad.
Halimbawa, ang masakit na preface is naririnig mo pa rin yung mensahe na sana kung may pera ako, hindi namatay ang nanay ko, hindi namatay ang anak ko, o sa madaling salita, marami pa rin sa ating mga mahal sa buhay ang namamatay dahil sa kinakapos ang pamilya ng pambayad. Pag may universal healthcare, hindi na pamilya, hindi na mga individual ang magbabayad. Kasi yung hawak na pera ng universal healthcare, tinatawag na special health fund, ay sapat dapat para sa mga ganyang pangangailangan.
Okay. Okay, that sounds so aspirational
Yes,
and unreachable. Tingin mo, kaya ba natin makamit yung pangakong yan?
Okay, so let me go back to the good news na in fact, we are paying 1.44 trillion a year, sufficient for health needs if you ask the World Health Organization.
Okay.
Going to your question, we have that amount, kailangan lang baguhin ng universal healthcare ang special health fund. So the special health fund will not come from families and their pockets. They won't be spending for that. Most of that will come from the Department of Health, the PhilHealth, PAGCOR is supposed to give a contribution. Charity sweepstakes are supposed to give a contribution. Other congressional and government budget are supposed to pitch in. And there should be some private-public partnership that will allow private financing to go into this special health fund. So the important message is the money is going to be there and it will be pulled. It's happening now. My driver gets sick, he goes to his barangay captain, hihingi ng tulong, lalapit sa social welfare, hingi ng tulong. So ang daming pupuntahan para maayos at matugunan yung sakit ng kanyang anak. The Special Health Fund pools all of these funds and puts it under the Universal Healthcare Law para isa na lang ang pupuntahan ng nangangailangan.
Alam mo para sa akin, yun yung isang kinakagalit ko sa current system natin.
Okay.
Bakit kailangan pa yung ating mga mamamayan manlimos sa ating mga mambabatas para ma-endorso sila, para makapagpunta sa tamang hospital o kaya makakuha ng tamang health care providers na mabigay sa kanila na dapat naman talagang binibigay. That really bothers me. As a matter of fact, yung kasambahay nga namin, yun yung nangyari sa kanya Nagkasakit yung asawa niya. Tapos ang ginawa, pumunta pa siya sa congressman, sa governor, para humingi ng isang sulat. Pumila pa siya doon para dalhin yung sulat doon sa health center para mabigyan ng serbisyo yung kanyang asawa. Sabi ko, that's patronage politics, and that's the problem with that.
Right.
Are you saying na kaya ba nating baguhin yon para hindi na yun ang ating patakaran ngayon?
Kaya baguhin habang nasa Kongreso kasi yung batas andun na Hindi lang napapatupad yung batas, Kung mapatupad yon, hindi na kailangan umikot. Pangalawa, sana ito yung problema. Patronage politics begins with patrons.
Yep.
So when the patrons ask or give, a politician who asks, merong hinihinging kapalit eh. So susubukan natin ayusin sa pagpatupad sa Kongreso ng batas na andyan. Pero yung bahagi na may utang ka, medyo tagilid eh. Kailangan maayos din yun para hindi masira ito. Halimbawa, ang nangyayari, kaya kawawa ang DOH at PhilHealth kuminsan eh. Ang bagal niyo magtrabaho. Sasabihin ni Congressman John D., ang hina niyo, ang bagal, yung mga nakikita kong tao, hindi nakakakuha ng tulong kagad. Para mapabilis yan, bigyan niyo ako ng konti sa budget niyo. Ako bahala mag-earmark niya. That is what is happening to some of the funds.
Yes.
Na sa mata, in the presentation, it seems like because of your incompetence, inefficiency, I'll help you spend it. I'll give it directly to. So you're right. In this case, hindi na lang endorsement for to be admitted. Merong endorsement for certain parts of the budget that can be accessed with that permission.
Okay, yeah. So I'm hoping na kung manalo po yung partido nyo, party list nyo, yung party list nyo, na magawa natin ng paraan na mabago yan. Yan ang inaasahan ko because I am sick and tired of the patronage politics that happens. At saka sana ma-influensya nyo yung kapwa-kongresista nyo na wag na tayong maging ganyan. Okay, guys, come on. Ayusin na natin yung sistema. At mapapabilis ng trabaho din yung lahat. Dahil hindi na maraming kumakatok sa opisina nyo. Naghihingi ng tulong, di ba? Diretso na kayo sa ospital, bibigyan kayo ng tulong.
Yan talagang trabaho namin.
Magagawa nyo. Mabibigyan nyo ng oras nyo, di ba? Kaysa ngayon na ang daming nasasayang na oras sa pagbibigay ng patronage doon sa inyong mga constituents when you could just be focused on making the laws.
Yes.
Okay, so ngayon yung party list nyong ito, ano yung sinasabi mong universal health card na balak nyo? You're planning talaga to be able to provide para siyang healthcare system na tulad ng sa mga iba't ibang bansa tulad ng Canada. Parang ganun ang lumalabas. Yung ba yung gusto nyong gawin?
Hindi kasing taas ng gastos nila. Kasi ang nangyayari sa Canada at sa ibang bansa, yung buwis na sinisingil, para mapunta sa pondo nila, medyo mataas eh. At tayo, napakagandang pwesto natin ngayon kasi hindi pa naman ganun kataas ang napupunta sa buwis. Pero sa mata ng WHO, sapat na. So, ang ilang pagbabago ay, una, sana wag na tayong makialam sa pagpatakbo at paggamit ng pera ng DOH, PhilHealth. Pero may iba pa. Babantayin din natin ang PhilHealth at DOH.
Yes.
Dati, ang PhilHealth, hindi nagbibigay ng suporta sa maagang pagtugon sa mga problema. Meaning, halimbawa, preventive, screening, etc. Ang laki ng gastos nila pag nasa ospital na. Ngayon, merong konsulta, merong ibang pwedeng gawin na hindi ganun kagastos, pero dahil maaga mo mahuhuli, yung net spending mo is much less. Halimbawa, yung renal failure o problema sa bato, madalas dahil sa may diabetes ka or ibang ano. Kung maaga pa lang, binabantayan na yung blood sugar level mo, yung tinitignan kung ano yung mga pwedeng sumira sa bato mo, nang maaga, may mangyayari. Pero ang tinutulak ko pa, bago mo ma-screen, sana meron kang pwedeng subukan na health education, health promotion, na ito yung mga pagkain na mas maganda. Ito ang magandang may exercise ka, pero andali sabihin, Chris pero halimbawa sabihin mo nga, maganda ang gulay, pero Doc John D, yung gulay ang mahal eh. Mas mura ho yung chichirya at saka cup noodles na hahatiin ko sa mga anak ko kaysa yung prutas, gulay. So, hindi lang health ang makakatugon dyan. Sa pananaw ko, Department of Agriculture, Department of Public Highways, may ibang pagtutulungan. Ang sabi ng iba, social determinants of health. Socioeconomic determinants of health. Kung mayabang kang doktor kagaya ko, health and medicine lang ang sagot. Pero sa totoong buhay, hindi po. When I started the practice, I was assigned in Kalinga, Payao, sa Cordillera. Ang number one cause of death doon, hacking and gunshot wounds.
Wow.
So ano magagawa ng doktor sa hacking? Ikaw yung haharang sa bala. So doon, sa ganong sitwasyon, mahalaga ang papel ng ating mga sundalo, ating mga police to assure peace and order. So kaya hindi ako masyadong mayabang sa Apayao. Ang number 2 cause of death, dehydration from diarrhea. Pero para matugunan yan, kailangan maganda yung patubig.
Yes.
So Department of Public Highways ang nagbibigay ng piped-in water, etc. So with them doing that, ang laking bagay para sa amin sa health sector. Kasi bababa ang deaths from violence, bababa ang deaths from bad water system. Napakahalaga.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do. Now, okay, in that case, so ang sinasabi mo ngayon dito is that bilang isang mambabatas, hindi lang yung health directly, yung makikipag-coordinate kayo. Lahat ng iba't ibang departamento
Kailangan.
as it relates to health.
Yes.
I see. Okay, that's a good idea.
Hindi lang idea. Kasi pagbasahin mo yung universal healthcare, ang phrase na ginagamit, all of government, all of society approach to health.
Wow.
So if you look at who are involved in universal healthcare, ito nakakalimutan Sa health promotion, ang halaga ng DepEd, Department of Education. Kasi the promotion part, ang laking magagawa nila. Pero kung nakatutok kami sa problema lang sa ospital, etc., nakakalimutan yung preventive side, yung promotive side.
As a matter of fact, I think yun yung pinakamalaking problema natin sa Pilipinas kasi napapansin ko nga, yung mga pinaka-nangangailangan nung tulong ay yung mga underprivileged or yung mga below the poverty line. At ang problema natin, sila yung pinakamasakitin at sila yung pinakawalang kaya para masolusyonan o at least mabigyan ng tulong yung kanilang problema sa kanilang kalusugan.
Tama.
At alam mo, mismo ako, nakita ko nga to kasi nung panahon ng pandemya, naalala ko yung isang dati kong empleyado, nag-message sa akin, tapos humingi ng tulong. So, binigyan ko ng pera pambili ng grocery. Yung tuwan-tuwa siya, pinakita niya yung video at photo. Sabi niya, Sir Chris, salamat yung sa pinadala niyong pera. Ito po yung mga binili kong grocery. Nung nakita ko yung binili niya, nagulat ako.
Sa dami.
Panay mga chichirya, mga chocolates, mga lahat. Tapos sabi ko, asan yung gulay? Asan yung prutas? Asan yung karne? Sabi ko, wala man lang itlog dyan. Nagalit ako kasi yung anak niya may sakit na nga. Sabi ko, kaya pala ang daming sakit ng anak mo kasi yan ang pinapakain mo. Then na-realize ko, na kinalma ko sarili ko kasi na-realize ko, hindi naman sa sinadya niyang bigyan ng masasamang pagkain yung anak niya, hindi lang niya alam. So nag-usap kami, kinausap ko, sabi ko, alam mo, sabi ko, kuya, sabi ko, ayusin mo, dapat talagang aralin mo to kung ano ba yung nakakabuti sa inyong pamilya. Mas matipid bumili ng karne kaysa yung mga dilatang yan. Pag kinompute mo kasi yung mga chichirya, mahal yan kasi per like sabi natin mga cup noodle, yung mga ganun, mas mura yung 1 kilo ng karne at mas marami kang mapapakain, sabi ko. So, yun ang nakikita kong pinakamalaking problema natin na kailangan talaga nating solusyonan. Yung edukasyon.
Yan, edukasyon at saka kung tanungin mo ko, edukasyon at saka impormasyon.
Yes.
Kaya kung andito tayo sa studio, ang sasabihin ko, ang solusyon natin, hindi ho ako ang solusyon natin, si Krista. Joking aside, the information and education you provide is very important.
Yeah.
I don't blame a guy who sees on TV and advertising all these types of food.
Yep.
Yun yung, kung minsan meron pang claim na may supplements, may vitamins, but we need people like you and the media to correct that issue na hindi lang naman yan, meron tayong pwedeng your important message. Hindi naman ganun kamahal, pero napaka-sustansya na pagkain. Health education, yan.
Yes.
The other one is, maalala nyo si Secretary Flaviernon, merong Patak Pinoy or mga ligtas-tigdas. Immunization during that time, because of his information campaign, reached close to 90% of the population na required. Mga bata na dapat matugunan, umaabot sa 90%. the Philippines was recognized in international global circles because of that success. Unfortunately, ngayon marami ng iba-ibang kwento eh. Dengue is a important issue.
Yes.
Because of the tensions with dengue, iba-ibang kwento ang lumalabas. Ang net effect, takot na tao sa bakuna sa dengue. Takot tayo sa dengue,
yes.
pero natakot din tayo sa bakuna at mga pwedeng gawin. So again, babalik ako sa impormasyon at edukasyon kasi kung hindi tama ang ilalabas, nag-aaway tayo sa ikwekwento, kinakabahan, nagkakaroon ng the English term now is vaccine hesitancy.
Yes.
People hesitate to have vaccination. Hindi na pure yung message na maganda ang bakuna sa mga anak nyo. Merong lalabas na, ingat kayo, may ganito, may ganyan.
Yep.
So, we need good information, accurate, and honest information.
Ayun talaga yung pinaglalaban ko yung mga fake news.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Ang dami
Yeah.
sobra ngayon totoo. Oo. At naawa ko kasi nagiging biktima talaga dito yung ating mga kababayan.
Yes.
Yeah, sa totoo lang. Okay. So, yung Heal PH, you're the first nominee?
Opo.
Okay. And then
Ang kasama ko, mas exciting, si dating Undersecretary Eric Tayag. He's our number 2 nominee. Kung ako mayabang na 3 dekada sa health, si Dr. Eric, 35 years in health work. Under 7 presidents and 18 or so secretaries of health. So malawak ang karanasan. Kung titignan nyo yung 10 nominees namin, marami dong galing sa Department of Health,
okay.
maraming naging director ng hospital, at maraming nasa ophthalmology, sa optometry, ophthalmology. Tapos merong mga general din at mga director ng ibang hospital.
Okay. So with that, Doc John D, I really wish you the best. At saka for the viewers out there, sa akin lang I like the advocacy. Tingin ko talaga kalusugan natin ay sobrang importante. Kaya kung gusto niyo may nakatutok sa ating kongreso na i-prioridad ang ating kalusugan, I think itong party list na to, kailangan natin ipasok sa ating kongreso. Meron ka bang huling mensahe para sa ating mga viewers? Pwede mo sila i-address kayo directly.
Si mga kabatch ni Kristan, medyo bata, hindi na naalala yung sinasabi ni Dad noon, si Senator and Secretary Flavier. Palagi niyang sinisigaw, sa mga gantong problema, meron tayong solusyon na let's do it, pero kung pwede ko lang sabihin, let's do it again.
Ayan. So with that, guys, salamat again, Doc John D. Flavier. Okay.
Salamat.
And don't forget, guys, Heal PH, number 152 sa Balota. Okay? So this is Kristan. Kung nag-enjoy nyo mga ganitong klaseng content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. At huwag nyo kakalimutan to click on the notification bell para ma-notify kayo sa aking mga susunod na video. Salamat sa inyo lahat. Magkita tayo muli sa aking susunod na video. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.